How you guys doing this week? So this is week 7's edition of the Playbook. Me and Joe are going to talk about the Jets offense. Big Jets win. We're talking about some officiating issues with the NFL right now and how prevalent it was in week 6. Then we're going to go into our picks. We're going to talk about a little college football, a little fantasy. Yeah, just go Ducks. Enjoy the show. What's great, football fans? I'm Rob Planner. I'm with Joe Hackett. This is the Playbook. Joe?
J-E-T-S. Jets. We're back, baby.
Yeah.
Sammy Dime.
So that's the, that's what we might as well just get right into it. That's X's and O's this week. The Jets, man. I mean, this is the happiest I've ever been being wrong about
Who would
a
have
pick.
thought we'd be dissecting the Jets offense right now?
Yeah, I mean, for good reason. Like, not the Eagles last week, but actually for a relevant reason, playing good football. So me and Joe decided, we'll talk the Jets offense since it was good. It was good to watch as a Jets fan. It's a breath of fresh air. And it was just fun to watch. I mean, there was, I believe, 2 or 3 sacks, but against this Cowboys defense, that's good. I mean, honestly, you can't ask for much more from a young offensive line against
0 from DeMarcus Lawrence, which is
exactly.
I'm beyond myself because we had a rookie on him drafted in the 5th round. He's playing amazing.
He did. And I was just watching just a little more today, just looking at him. And a big thing with Lawrence is he's one of those guys who's going to get on your hip. He's going to try to take a little step further outside. Maybe he'll be like a extra half a foot outside than a normal DM would be, just because his speed's there.
He's fast, yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't happening. He couldn't get on the edge as as a pass rusher. I know that's the most annoying thing. You have a lineman who has quick enough feet to kind of beat you to the spot you want to get to, and it got to the point where they were almost sliding the line to his side, what that means is the guard and the tackle have help on DeMarcus Lawrence, and what's happening was he was coming out and he was getting really, he was beating them, but Sam just stepping up in the pocket, he was a non-factor, honestly. DeMarcus Lawrence was a non-factor because of, the awareness of Sam Darnold. It was just so fun to see. That was something that was just great to see.
And before we continue, I want to set a few things straight. All the doubts of Sam Darnold about his health. Sam Darnold has the most small and petite, healthy spleen I've ever seen in a human being, ever, possibly of all time. He's healthy, and he's good.
He's definitely healthy.
A QB, I will argue to the death of me, is the most important job in the entire world, in the history of the world. You want to know why? The line blocks. The wide receivers get open. The defense plays harder. My headaches go away. The food that I'm eating tastes better. And my insomnia goes away at night. Sam Darnold made all the difference.
He did. And I think
he did it all with a cinder block around his chest.
Yeah,
he had extra padding. You see that thing on him?
Yeah, it was, the reporter was wearing it before the game. She looked like she was about to be on the front lines in Iraq or something. That was crazy. But no, it makes a huge difference. I mean, you just see the offense is completely different. It's a different team. I mean, we can line up in the gun, get rid of the ball. I mean, just before half, you saw there was the drive that we ended up scoring. Griffin scored the touchdown at the end. He had to reach out for. And that entire drive, he's in the gun. He's taking, quick 1-2 read, get rid of the ball. 1-2 read, get rid of the ball. He's holding on to it not too long, waiting for stuff to open up across the field. It's just what you would expect from a starting quarterback in the NFL, honestly. And he's not just a system guy. Like, Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. He proved that. And this is a good Cowboys team.
Look at USC when he
defense.
left. Look at USC now that he's gone.
Yep. He's a game manager, but he's more than that. He's a guy who can make plays, and like I said, he proved it. The Robbie touchdown when he stepped up in the pocket, there was at least 2 or 3 more throws where he stepped up in the pocket, had the awareness to move right or left while looking downfield. Kind of just his pocket presence was great. He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's gonna have to, obviously, you got to be consistent. There's value in predictability when it comes to that, but there's nothing that says he wouldn't be able to do that. You know,
Yeah.
he looked really good, and it was nice to see.
Another thing that I saw is I feel like Adam Gase wasn't limited in his play choices. They had many different looks. We had the receivers spread out. We brought them in tight. We were playing from the shotgun. We were playing from under center. Play action worked. And we were no longer Le'Veon Bell dependent. I made fun of the Steelers. Me and David used to make fun of the Steelers a year ago, saying that they're the Pittsburgh Antonio Browns. Well, before the game, I went to David. I was like, we have to be consistent. We are the New York Le'Veon Bells. And he said, you know what? Yeah, you're right. And this game, we were not the New York Le'Veon Bells. We were the New York Football Jets, baby.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I think so. I don't know if something's wrong with Lever, if they're just trying to give him rest because he had so many carries in the past couple of weeks, but he was kind of splitting reps. I mean, we almost went with like a 3-headed attack almost. I mean,
yeah.
Powell got some reps, Montgomery got some reps, so
yeah, but
it wasn't just all Lev.
Yeah, we were also playing to the to the strength of the Dallas Cowboys. Leighton Vander Esch, they have a tough front seven. But their weakness, we could pass on them. I think Byron went out of the game at a certain point, but even when he was in the game, Sam was carving him up. He made a couple plays. He made crazy throws. There was like that juke pass mid-third quarter to Jamison Crowder for 17 yards. And then the next play, he throws to Jamison Crowder again, who's going to be a valuable fantasy option in the future. He throws a laser while stepping up in the pocket. Oh, my God. It was just amazing to watch us move the football.
Yeah, and Sam with his arm angles, too, he's doing the thing which a lot of quarterbacks do now. And, I mean, they've been doing it forever. Great quarterbacks. You just see them. They're going to have to change their arm angle.
Like a sidearm almost. Yeah, you saw it a lot. We saw it twice.
And Sam, he's so disciplined with keeping his eyes downfield. I mean, you see him stay. And Dak does the same thing, honestly.
And another thing that these young QBs aren't doing, and Sam's doing it already, holding the football with two hands.
Yeah, there was
on one of the sacks. Yeah, it could have. I thought he was going to fumble.
Yeah,
he had both hands on the ball. Baker Mayfield would have fumbled. Josh Allen would have fumbled. I'm telling you.
I mean, yeah, that was. I'm surprised. I don't know how he held on to it. That was just. Yeah. I mean, when a defense, you have one guy on you, and the defensive end has both hands on the ball as you're grabbing it. It's hard to hold on to that ball. I don't care who you are. But yeah, just move it. Go ahead. And
another thing I want to point out: Joe. Demaryius Thomas became alive. He's living. He's breathing. I'm still not a fan of the screens when we're all kind of bunched up and they're pressing us. But hey, we got away with it. It's fine. And then one last thing I want to leave you on is Demaryius Thomas said that this offense reminds him of a past Adam Gase offense that Peyton Manning and him were a part of. And it's the one where Peyton Manning threw 55 touchdown passes. One of the best offenses in NFL history. And yes, Sam Darnold also screamed Omaha, I think, 3 times. Just like Peyton Manning.
Yeah, it's a good offense. It's a good offense. It's not like we're playing a team that has a bad defense. They were banged up on offense, but not defensively. Byron got hurt, but that was pretty sure in the third or fourth quarter even. So
yeah, we were bang carving them up then.
So it's a good offense, and it's going to be fun to watch going forward. Just a couple of notes defensively. I mean, Marcus May had a great game. He made a bunch of one-on-one tackles with Zeke. He looked good. Jamal had a really good. Yep. Jamal looked really good. The corner plays kind of still, but that a lot has to do with us not being able to get the most pressure on the quarterback. So
yeah, and it's also they were playing 5 or 15, 10 yards off the receivers. Why Tavon Austin had so many yards? He was just running curl routes.
Yeah, they were. It was very much we're gonna give him everything up short. We're just not gonna let him beat us deep kind of thing. And then Amari Cooper was out too, so that was another factor we didn't really have to worry about. So a lot of things did go right for the Jets in order to win this game, but
a lot of things went wrong. And you want to know what it was? It was terrible, and I think we agree on this. Terrible officiating, and this is is a pattern in the NFL right now. Okay. There were 14 games played this past week, and 4 of them had calls that decided games. I'm going to run through them real fast. One of them, I'm not sure what happened, but I've heard throughout different sources. I actually missed the game because the Jets game was on, so I don't know the call too well. But I watched Browns Seahawks, and there was a block in the back that happened they called it on Jarvis Landry, I believe, which absolutely killed a Browns drive. And it was it late in the third? I think it was. Might have been early in the fourth. Killed a Browns drive, okay? And then yesterday night in the Lions game, there were 2 phantom illegal hands to the face calls called on the same person, Trey Flowers, which were awful calls. His hand wasn't in his neck. It wasn't in his face. It was in his chest on the shoulder pad. And the ref threw it twice and lost them the game. And the reason you go into a football game knowing that 1 or 2 calls aren't going to go your way. I get it. But the Lions didn't even have a chance to make up for it. Green Bay ran the clock down, kicked the field goal. Kind of BS. And which leads me to the Jets game. There were 7 straight flags on that final drive by the Cowboys, which ended in a touchdown, failed 2-point conversion attempt. 5 of them were on the Jets for pass interference. I agree with maybe 1 of them. And even Deion Sanders, the great Deion Sanders, said, what's going on? An announcer in the booth said, can we have a play without a flag? What's to blame here, Robbie?
Well, I think it was 4-3. There was 7, but it was 4 on us. There was defensive holding, 3 pass interference, and then they had a block in the back, and then 2 holdings, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just don't see I don't get how that, like, you got in the fourth quarter, you normally let things go, especially when it comes to I guess, the whole like pass interference thing this year is going to be an issue, I get it. But and even I understand, like in the Jets game, if we look at each of the calls, like the Jamal Adams one, he touched Witten early, he hooked him. I don't think that should ever be pass interference.
I don't like the Jamal Adams ones. I think that's just a great play on the ball.
Like, I don't understand why that. And I get that it is a penalty. I get that that's a good call technically, but hooking a receiver's waist and in order to get leverage to make a play on the ball should not be a pass interference call in the league. Like, that is just bad. But it was, so I get that one. Then there was the other one with
the Blake Cashman one.
That was the one. Was that on Zeke or was that on Witten?
That was I believe it was on Witten, and
okay.
That was another one. I wasn't a fan of. I mean, even Deion pointed this one out and said, "What are they doing? What are they looking at?"
Because I don't understand what he spoke. Like, that was the one where I'm watching the game and I see it first off, and I'm like, let's see it. If he didn't look, because the way he landed, it looked like he just kind of ran through him. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. Then they show it in slow motion, and he looks at the ball. It literally turns and looks like, and he's not even touching Witten until the ball gets there. And I just lose it because I'm like, what? There's nothing else he could do. Like, and then Cashman ended up getting, he got a little banged up. I think he came back in the game, but it's just, that just makes you so frustrated because it's like, what else do you want the player to do at that point?
And the first one, they shouldn't even have been in that situation with Jamal and Cashman because on the first, I think, set of downs. It was third down. No, I think it was Darryl Roberts.
Okay.
Got called making a great play on the ball. Another great play on the ball. Okay, watch the replays, determine for yourself. And that one, I think, was the one that screwed us the most because it ignited all the other ones.
It put them in position, yeah. And like I said, to be fair, kind of fair, the refs did give – they did flag the Cowboys, the Cowboys offense got a couple flags there too, but it's just like I don't see how as a referee, like what would make – they got to call everything, they're going to get called out. They get ripped and filmed just like players do if they don't call anything, so they got to call what they see. But it's just like, come on. Now.
But it also comes down to calling it fair. If you look at the play that we settled for a field goal to put us up 2 possessions, 10 points, I think it might have been 11 points. Mm-hmm. If you look at that possession right before the Cowboys' long drive, the defender got to, I think it was Jamison Crowder on a curl route really early, and they didn't call it there. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's just kind of like being consistent. That's where we have the issue. And I think it all comes back to Al Riveron. He really wasn't a good ref when he was being a ref. Okay. And now he's in charge of all of them, and he is so against these reviewing calls. What do you think is a solution for the NFL? Because like with the Browns last week, it would be unproductive if we didn't have a solution for this.
I think the only thing you can do, and it would just take forever. I mean, if you review the pass interference calls and just see and then but I mean, even then it can get, honestly, you know what's, yeah, it really does. It's just kind of one of those things. Oh, you almost got to deal with it in sports, because they put so much pressure on the refs and they can only do but so much. But there's some things where it's just like, after you review it, like they should be able to review it, because it might have been hard for the ref to tell in real time that Cashman didn't turn around. I mean, I thought he ran right through him. So I would think that
a lot of NFL refs, they're really good at what they do, and they don't get the credit for some of the things they see that we don't see.
Would never see. That's the thing. Yeah. Like, there's some things that we would absolutely never see. Like when there's a crowd of guys and they get somebody on the block in the back call, and like, even though it's, it seems like it shouldn't be a penalty. Like if you touch a guy's back plate, that's a block in the back. You cannot touch their back whatsoever. And that was what they got the Cowboys on in the last drive. So, I mean, one of the receivers touched Darryl Roberts in the back, or Tremaine Johnson in the back, and got a penalty for it. And I mean, that's the right call. But it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. I think the best solution, I would say, is to review pass interference calls, like review them like official review kind of thing. But I mean, and then it's like every pass we got to look at, and how really valuable is that to?
No, I agree. It's funny because the league folded, but I think the AAF is going to haunt the NFL until they fix this. Find a rule, because the AAF had a sky judge, and I really like that. So he could bring any questionable call. He's always reviewing all the questionable all calls as they happen, and then he was like, "Hey, actually, let's look at this. Maybe this wasn't hands to the face." Then Green Bay punts, and they're down 2 possessions, and the Lions most likely win the game. Now, another solution I have is crucial down review. Okay, now what's a crucial down? So on 3rd down, Aaron Rodgers was sacked, and they gave a player who didn't make the sack illegal hands to the face. That's a crucial down. It's 3rd down. Okay, that should be reviewable, and then anything inside of two minutes should be reviewable. So you're not reviewing literally every flag like you would if you had a sky judge or something, but you're reviewing things that could change the game.
Which I can see that. That makes a lot of sense, because once you get to those crucial last 2 minutes, it's like everything's under a microscope. If a penalty happens in the first quarter or second quarter, nobody's talking about it.
Coaches' challenges don't happen. It's literally all just reviewable.
Yeah, and honestly, you got to think, because I mean, would Gase have challenged one of the defensive pass interference calls? Maybe, if it was like a 3rd down or something. But that's the thing, the crucial down thing. So I think that makes sense. That gives it. But then you get I don't know, Joe.
It makes the game longer, but would you rather have a longer game or the right outcome,
or the right call? Exactly,
or a bad outcome?
I think everybody take the right call every day of the week,
the right call. And I think the issue, actually, Pat McAfee brought this up. He has a podcast, and I listen to him here and there, and he said, what's happening? All these good refs that are actually perfect at what they do, are really good at what they do, they're all taking jobs up in the booth now, and all they do is sit there and they comment on calls that we could make.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching the replay in the Jets. I was like, this isn't pass interference. I was literally losing my mind. Headaches. And I hear Skeletor, or whatever his name is, going, yeah, that shouldn't be pass interference. You should be on the field making that call then.
Yeah.
I could sit there in your booth and do what you do. It's not that hard. You look at a replay, get someone with solid football knowledge, just be like, yeah, I agree with the call. Yeah, I don't agree with the call. Get back on the field. NFL needs to pay the refs more. This isn't going to get fixed, but it needs to be fixed ASAP.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta see. You gotta see. I mean, I think they tried to take a step in the right direction, allowing people, allowing the challenges of like the really blatant pass interference calls. But it's just hard to make that call as a coach. Like, when do you do it? I mean, Pete Carroll, he'll throw that flag in a heartbeat if he sees that it could be pass interference. So, I mean, it just depends. It depends on what you're willing to do, and we'll see what they do about it. But yeah, it was awful. It was definitely awful this week. No arguing that. So, all right, Joe, let's move on to the picks for this week.
All right. Week 7 in the NFL. Before we get into it, there are 4 teams on a bye: Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns, Carolina Panthers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're all on byes. Buccaneers really need it. Browns, hopefully they can beat the Patriots when they come back. But we're going to move on to the Thursday night game. Kansas City at Denver. I think it's going to be a close game. Denver always plays them hard, but I got Kansas City. I can't see them dropping 3, even if Patrick Mahomes is still a little limpy.
Yeah, same here, Joe. I think it'll be a good game though. Denver's definitely playing pretty solid football. So
Kansas City's favored, minus 3.5. You know, I like the bet. I think it's still going to be one possession game though. And the over is 49. I like the under.
Yeah, I definitely like the under too. This Chiefs offense is not looking like, even with Hill this past week did pretty good. It's not looking like what it normally is. I take the Chiefs and the under.
And you know what? A fix for Kansas City is, we know Kansas City has this high-powered offense. I think they should stop trying to score in 2 seconds, and they don't have the defense to hold on to the lead. So drain the clock. Hold on to the football, win that time of possession.
Yeah, and it's, and the thing is with them, it's probably hard to do that, honestly, because you have so many weapons on offense. You're just like, we have the power to just score at will. Like, we're so much faster. Our quarterback has this arm. Our O-line's solid. So Shady in the backfield, Williams in the backfield. So, I mean, I get it, but like you said, Joe, they got to
tell your players, get out of bounds when you can, or let's sit down in the middle of the field if you can. We're going to freaking score. Just we don't need to ASAP.
Yeah, and like I said, the temptation's there. You got a guy with probably the best quarterback in the NFL, arguably. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things.
All right, now we get into the 1:00 games. Arizona at New York Giants. I got the Giants.
Yeah, I'm going Giants here too, Joe. Hopefully Saquon will be back. Hopefully Evan Ingram will be back, but we'll see. But I still got them even without those guys. I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, I love what Arizona's doing offensively. Cliff Kingsbury looks really cool. Kyler Murray, I love what he's doing. The over is 49.5 points. I like that. I like that over.
Yeah, I say so. The offense is a pretty high power. Giants defense is nothing special, and Arizona's defense isn't either. So I like it. I like the over there too. I'll go with it.
Another 1:00 game, Houston at Indy. These are 2 teams that beat Kansas City, but Deshaun Watson has not been sacked in 2 weeks. I don't think. He might have gotten sacked once last week. Actually, no, I don't. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he wasn't sacked. I got Houston, even though Indy has 2 weeks to prepare. That could play a factor. Indy's the favorite, -1. I like that bet.
Yeah, I like Houston too. Just coming off the Chiefs win, and he looked really good. I mean, he's starting to get Hopkins back involved. Will Fuller's obviously a big part of offense. He could have had 2 touchdowns this past week, just off his fingertips, kind of thing. Watson's, I'd argue, he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now too. So I'm going Texans.
We're starting to see the new generation of what's going to be the Big Bens, the Eli Mannings, the Tom Brady's and stuff. Yep. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to point out is I'm not undermining Indy. Indy's a great team. I just think Houston with the momentum. Well, they both have momentum beating Kansas City. I'm not undermining Indy. They're a great team. They're going to make the playoffs. Next game, Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Jacksonville's only favored -3, but I got them. I like that bet.
See, I was going back and forth about this one, but I'm going Jacksonville too because they've lost 2 straight now, right?
Well, yeah, Carolina and Saints.
So I think, I think I'm gonna go with them. I think they're due, kinda. And the Bengals, they're one of those teams that at any given week they can just beat a team for some. They're not that bad.
But don't forget the AFC North. Is it right? They're the AFC North.
Yeah.
They are very competitive. So when an AFC North team plays an AFC North team, you take it with a grain of salt. You take the result with a grain of salt because most of the time the worst team possibly wins, but at least puts up a great fight, and they did that with the Ravens.
Yep, and that's why you got to be cautious here. But I think the Jags will be all right.
Same. I think LA gets on track with this next game we're going to talk about. LA Rams at Atlanta. Atlanta hasn't given me any reason to bet on them. Told you last week not to, and you did it. I got the Rams, even though I think they get out of that little funk they're in.
Yeah, that was. And last week Oh yeah. Honestly, the Falcons. I'm taking the Rams. Definitely taking the
Mhm.
Rams. But yeah, I don't know what's up with these Falcons,
Yeah.
man. They
The
just
over's
can't
53
figure it
points,
out.
though, so that's like a gimme. I would take that bet in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because they're gonna score. They're
And
gonna score. Off. It's
breaking
just.
news, too. The Rams just traded Marcus Peters. I don't know if you know that.
Did they actually? For what?
Yeah, they sent them to the Ravens, and they get an undisclosed draft pick for him.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
then the
he's got
Browns.
issues. That's why
Yeah, yeah,
they
and he
probably.
hasn't had a good season. He's not that good.
Yeah,
You got to be
he's
completely
just
honest. There's a reason.
yeah
There's a reason the Chiefs let go of him, and there's a reason why the Rams are trading him now.
because he's a head case. Like
He's a head case, and he's not
yeah
worth the head case.
the deal. Yeah, like Jalen Ramsey, if he's in the locker room saying everybody sucks, who cares? Because he's
Yeah.
that good. But Marcus Peters, no.
Also, the Browns traded their center to the Ravens, or no, traded their center to the Rams.
Okay.
So that
That's what he got.
horrendous O line is going to continue to be horrendous.
Yeah.
Next game, Miami at Buffalo. The over is 40. I like the under because Buffalo can't put up more than 30 points a game, and Josh Allen can't throw for over 300 yards. It might happen finally this game. Buffalo's went a long time without a QB throwing for over 300 yards. I got Buffalo. I think the spread's a trap. They're favored minus 16.5. I don't think Buffalo has that high-powered of an offense.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo too. Yeah, that's definitely a trap. That's a terrible bet. 3 possessions is rough, but yep.
And before we move on to the next 1 o'clock game, I just want to reiterate the records. Do you know your record off the top of your head?
I do. Well, I got it written down. 54, 37, and 1.
Yep, I am 57, 34, and 1. So just wanted to throw that out there. Next game.
We are very close.
Oh yeah, we're close. But I love we're killing 500. We're not going to finish 500.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a good thing, Joe. We got to say as long as we're well above that.
You can count on us if you're going to bet. Minnesota at Detroit. Minnesota's a 1-point favorite. Oh, this one's tough. Detroit should have won. But I don't know. I don't know how good Green Bay defense is yet. Like, yeah, they're solid. What do you think?
See, this one, I'm thinking, I thought you were going to say the Lions because I know you like Stafford so much, but I'm going with Diggs and the Vikings, man. Diggs looked good this week. He got back on track. Adam Thielen, them combined, they are my, 2 favorite as a pair. Mm-hmm. At one point, last year was AB and Juju were my 2 favorite, receiving pair, that 1 and 2, but now it's Diggs and Thielen, man. I mean, I just watching them is so fun.
Good.
They're just so good. So I'm going with the Vikings. I think they'll be able to do it. Dalvin Cook's a man amongst boys, so I'm gonna go with them.
It's another divisional matchup, so it's kind of a toss-up. And I'd have such an easier time picking Detroit if it wasn't for the red zone woes. They couldn't, even though a lot of calls didn't go their way. You can't say they didn't have an opportunity to win the game. They did, and they didn't execute. But I like the over 45 points. I'm going to go Minnesota, even though I think Detroit's going to take it away because it's home, they're pissed off, but I'm going Minnesota. It's just the smarter pick. Next game, Oakland at Green Bay. You can't change my mind. I'm going Oakland.
Wow. Why? Why are you doing this? Give me the reason why you're taking a loss. This is not going to happen.
Are you kidding?
That is not going to Joe. Oakland's going to go to Green Bay and win. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, the Lions should have did it yesterday. Green Bay isn't so special at home anymore.
I mean, yeah, beating the Cowboys.
And if you look at who Oakland beat the last 2 games, they beat the Colts, who are gonna most likely be a playoff team.
Yep.
And they beat the Bears. They put up 30 points on them against that defense.
Yeah.
They're coming off a bye week. They had 2 weeks to prepare. Going Oakland.
All right, Joe. I mean, I'm going with the Packers. And the Packers have disappointed me a few times this year, so I don't know quite why. You kind of convinced, but I can't bet on. I will never put a pick on the Raiders all season. I will always go against them, and for that reason, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be showing the belt. It's gonna be great. Discount double check. all that.
Yep, we will see. San Fran at Washington. We don't got to talk about this. San Fran's going to blow them out.
Yeah, that's whoa. Yeah. Okay. I had my head somewhere else.
Yeah.
The 49ers will do awful things. Awful things will be done.
And they're only favored by 9.5 points, so take your bets.
No, that's a good. I'll take that.
The over's 42. I like the under. I can't see San Fran putting up more than 30 points, and I can't see Washington actually scoring 1 point.
Yeah, it's not they don't have the offense that's going to do that, but definitely going with them though.
405 Chargers at Tennessee. Now, given the past 2 weeks, I would easily bet against the Chargers. I don't know what's they're beat up, but Tennessee just switched their quarterback. We don't know what's going on there. Are they going to start Mariota? Are they going to start Tannehill? So I gotta say this is going to be a bounce back game for the Chargers, even though I'm rooting for the Titans.
Yeah, I like that whole Mariota bench thing is just it was actually he wasn't hurt. I mean it's just that sucks. That just really sucks. But I'm going with the Chargers. If you can't figure out your quarterback situation, bad things are going on.
Yeah,
that's never good. So
and if you're betting Tennessee's favored right now -2, the over is 40 points. I like the under.
Yeah, I go with that too. I say so. These offenses are not what you want to bet an over on.
We got 2 425 games. Baltimore at Seattle. Baltimore's track record against solid teams isn't too well. They aren't going too well. Aren't doing too well, I guess. I'm going with Seattle -3.5.
Yeah, I'm taking Seattle here. So this is gonna be a good game. I'm definitely gonna be watching this one. But this is probably. I mean, this one on Monday night, obviously. But actually, all the primetime games this week are gonna be pretty good. But I'm going Seattle. I'm going Seattle.
Another 425 game, New Orleans at Chicago. This one, we need to talk about this one because if you told me last year that New Orleans would win defensive battles, I would say you're crazy. But they've won low-scoring games the past 2-3 weeks. One-possession games, they've won them. I got to take them over Chicago, I think. But with this defense, I think the Chicago defense is 10 times better than the Saints defense. So it all depends on the Chicago offense, what's going to happen in that game. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints. So, I mean, Teddy just wins games, honestly. It'll be close. He's not going to blow – he's probably not going to blow you out, but, he got weapons at his disposal, and he plays well with them around him. Said the same thing last week. I'm taking the Saints, going with Teddy.
Yeah, I'm leaning Saints, but I'm gonna go Chicago.
All right.
I think I don't know. I'm feeling it. New Orleans is due for a loss, especially away at Chicago. The over's 38 points. I love the under. Absolutely love the under. The score might be 2-5.
It's not too far off.
The night game. Doug Peterson guaranteed a victory. Him and the Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys at Dallas. I got Philadelphia. Yeah, you know what? I just thought about it. I don't know.
But you know what? I like the Eagles are so much better of a team. Well, not really. I won't say that. The Eagles, these are both really good teams, but I just don't think either of them have played to their potential, honestly. The best of the Eagles have come to doing that was Thursday night against the Packers. But I just I'm taking Philly too. I'm going to take Philly too. I think the Cowboys, especially, you know what? This is what if
they're a little banged up. Amari Cooper might not play.
See, that's the thing. I'll put it simple as Amari plays, I got the Cowboys. Amari doesn't play, I got the Eagles. That's how I'm leaving.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you.
Because even with the tackles, if Amari's playing, if Byron's playing against us, Joe, if they're healthy, we're not winning that game. The Jets are not winning the game. It's just as simple as that. We're a good team, but we can't compete with that level of talent at every level.
We'll find out this week. We will find out.
Yeah, this week will be the telltale.
This week will tell. This week will
be the telltale.
If we're competitive with New England, anything could have happened.
So you know what? I'm adding this. Byron and Amari have to play, and then I will take the Cowboys. If not, then I'm taking the Eagles.
And you know what? I just thought about it. You got to back up your coach after a guaranteed victory, no matter what. Philadelphia's winning this game.
Yeah, that is kind of true. I mean, and it's big. It's a big game because this is the division right here.
But at the same time, those guys in the Dallas locker room are probably playing that tape, and they're like, "What the hell is this guy now?"
Yeah, and I mean, they're not a good. And like I said, Dallas is not bad at any phase on their team, but the Eagles are awful in the secondary. There is no debating the fact that they're awful. They're banged up. Like, you can't. The offensive line is great. That'll hold them down. But the thing is, and the front seven is great, but that secondary, the Cowboys, they have talent at every level. The Eagles cannot say the same.
Yep. So I got Philly. Move on to the final game of the week. The New England Patriots travel to MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets, Jets. And what do I think? Well, I think start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York's gonna lose by 3.
Wow, that's
awful, I'm going Jets.
I
had to subvert expectations.
I knew you were gonna say so. I'm thinking. I mean, we play the Patriots tough every year. It'll never. And
New England's due for a loss. This offense is not. I don't care what you say. This offense is not special. They played crap teams so far. They played us without a quarterback. We're gonna win this game. We're gonna win this. We're gonna get this ship turned around. I swear.
Yeah, I say we win by 10. I say we win by 10.
Yep. We're gonna cover the New England spread. New England's favored by 10.
We'll cover it. Yep. I think so. I say it'll be 31 to 21.
We're going to come out in the all black uniforms, bro.
Yeah.
Sam's going to throw for 426 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Le'Veon Bell's going to have a fumble, but we're going to pick it up and recover it. We're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Things are going to go our way.
Something like that, Joe. But yeah, I'm taking the Jets too. Gotta go with them.
So that concludes the games. Hopefully no refs have decide any of these games. And just to reiterate, 4 teams on a bye that we didn't talk about: Steelers, Browns, Panthers, Buccaneers. That's your NFL 2019 Week 7.
Yep. And moving on to our last little thing that we do, just a little college football, a little fantasy. Oregon played Colorado this week. Blowout game, what we should have did. 3-45, Justin Herbert. The future number 1 overall pick, not looking like it anymore. Probably going to be future top 7 pick because, his numbers just aren't there. And now his tight end's hurt. Jake Breeland's out for the year, so that sucks because he's huge for the Ducks. So, but Herbert was 18 for 31, threw for 261, 2 touchdowns. Just so he's just not that impressive. Running back, the running game was going absolutely insane. We ran for over 300 yards. I think we ran for over 350. It just not. Yeah, Herbert's not. But this week they play Washington. They play University of Washington. This gonna be a good game. Washington, I'm pretty sure, is ranked 24, 25 right now. So it's a must-win. Ducks got to win out in order to have a shot to be in the playoffs. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We got to win this week. This is the biggest game till Arizona State. So.
Yep. Notre Dame. They played USC. They won 30-27. They were up 10. Garbage time touchdown. Kind of made the score look a little closer than it was. Ian Book had a touchdown, nothing really special, no picks, didn't turn the ball over too much. This week we got ranked 16 Michigan. We're gonna win. Colton, get Jim Harbaugh a new pants guy. I tell you every damn week to call that guy and just say, hey, look, I think we need a new pants guy and we will start winning games. But he doesn't want to listen to me. Notre Dame's gonna blow him out.
Yeah, Michigan's in a bad way. And he knows it. They're just not who they once were, kind of thing. But still a good team. They're not a bad team by any stretch. But
the lights changed people. They play at 7:30.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. That's gonna be a game to watch. But it's just who's your Heisman right now, Joe?
I like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, honestly, I hate it. I was so against them, but you can only be against the guy so much. Like, He's my guy too, man. He's really doing something different. I'll give him his credit. But all right, that'll do it. That'll do
Well,
it.
actually, can I just add, because we usually do fantasy.
Yeah.
Just a couple fantasy, and it's going to be so biased, but it's so true. With Sam Darnold back, get Jamison Crowder. Robbie Anderson as a bench guy. And Chris Herndon's going to get involved in the offense. So all those guys, watch them fantasy. What's his face for the Texans backup? Johnson. Is it Duke Johnson? Yeah, Duke Johnson. He got me a lot of points in the passing game. They use him in the passing game. So if you want a running back to get you PPR, especially in PPR, Duke Johnson's your guy. This is just off the dome. I won all my games. It's amazing. I'm sorry I beat you, Rob. It was a Phillip Rivers garbage time touchdown pass. But it makes up because if I had Will Dissly, I probably would have won anyway.
Yeah, when it's Jordan, Saquon, the guy that's got to come back. Yeah. I mean, he
and
just
Patty
Mahomes,
Sam Darnold put up more points than Patty Mahomes.
Yeah. So it's just not. I just had awful luck in the AB nonsense, and it's just not good. But yep. But yeah, the only thing I got to say fantasy is, I need my players back. Antonio Brown needs to be a decent human being. What's new?
You and OJ Simpson have the same fantasy woes.
Yeah. Did he draft Saquon too? Was that his thing too?
I know he had AB and I know he had Andrew Luck, but someone got hurt.
Oh, well, that's worse than me.
Someone got hurt this no, it was funny because he said, like, I just finished my draft an hour ago and now Andrew Luck announces he retired. I was like, Andrew, don't come outside the next couple days.
Yeah.
But that'll do it.
Yep. All right, well, that'll do it. This is the Playbook, whatever episode this is, but we were talking week 7 and we reviewed week 6 a little bit. Next week, same time. You can find the Sports Opinions Podcast at Sports Opinions Podcast on Instagram. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And Sports Opinions 30 on Twitter. You can find me at Rob Planner Jr. on Twitter at REPJR. Joe, do you want to plug yourself?
Yeah, my Instagram. I don't know my Instagram, but my SoundCloud is my Instagram's at JoeHack_. My SoundCloud is Joey Says, Joey Spaces. I think we're gonna have one of my songs as the intro and outro. Not sure. You guys could listen and figure it out if that's the truth. But if you like it, look it up and listen to you, boy.
So, guys, what you don't understand is that homecoming is this weekend, and Joe will be in the area. And Joe's song "From My House" is a great song. It's better than 2, honestly, just because this has that like playability. Just everybody just, play it. It slaps. The production's ridiculous. It's the best song. Been waiting on it.
Thank you.
Have been playing it daily. Daily. Have almost got the lyrics down to the 2 lyrics. I'm close.
But yeah,
Joe, no, it's a good one. It's a good one. It will be on the intro and outro. We're gonna talk to Alex.
Call me Pac-Man. I never talk. I waka waka.
Yeah. But that's gonna do it. It's Playbook. It's week 7. We're talking. The Jets will win on Monday night. That's all you need to know. And we will see you next week.
Yeah.